All right, if you're working with data, chances are you're using SQL. But are you really getting the most out of it? Today, we are going to level up your skills by focusing on one thing and one thing only, mastering queries for a single table. No confusing joins, just pure, powerful SQL. Let's get into it.
Okay, here's our game plan. First, we're going to talk about selecting just the columns you need. Then, we'll dive deep into the where clause to filter for specific rows. After that, we'll get into some advanced filtering techniques. And finally, wrap it up by using calculations and aggregates to turn all that raw data into real answers.
So, first up, selecting what you see. You know the feeling, right? You run a query with select star and boom, you're hit with this absolute wall of data. You're scrolling and scrolling through columns you don't even care about. It's not just overwhelming, it's just plain inefficient.
Yeah, it's such a classic problem. You're sitting there thinking, okay, I just ran this query and got everything. How in the world do I just see the department and the buyer? That's all I need. It's all about getting focused.
Well, the solution is actually super simple. Instead of that big old asterisk, you just tell SQL exactly what you want. You list the column names, department, buyer. This query isn't just easier to read, it's laser-focused. It tells the database, hey, ignore everything else and just give me this. All the noise, gone.
And here we go. This is our result.
See how clean that is? A perfect two-column table. No clutter, no endless scrolling, just the answer to your question. This right here is the first big step to writing smarter SQL.
But, picking your columns is really only half the story. What about the rows? The real magic of SQL comes from filtering down to the exact records you need. And for that, we need the where clause.
So let's talk about the where clause. I want you to think of it as your ultimate data filter. It's how you stop looking at the entire library and start asking for a specific book on a specific shelf. It's how you find that needle in the haystack.
So you've got your columns picked out, but now it's time to get specific. You're thinking, okay, this is great for columns, but what about the rows? I need to find items that are only in the water sports department and are handled by Nancy Myers.
To do that, to handle multiple conditions, you use what are called logical operators. Things like and, or, and not. For the question we just asked, we'd use and, because we need both things to be true. The department has to be water sports, and the buyer has to be Nancy Myers. These are the essential building blocks for asking complex questions.
Now, basic filtering is awesome, but what happens when your questions get a little trickier? Let's check out some of the tools that'll take you way beyond a simple equals this or equals that.
These four operators right here are like your secret weapons for the where clause. Between is perfect for a range of dates or numbers. In is a super clean way to check if something matches any item in a list you give it. Like is your absolute go-to for finding patterns in text. And is null, well, that helps you hunt down all that pesky missing data.
This is really powerful stuff. But what about those times you don't know the exact value? You're thinking, I know the buyer's name starts with Pete, but I totally can't remember the last name.
Ah, that is a perfect job for the like operator, used with something called a wildcard. See that % sign? That little guy is a placeholder that basically means any sequence of characters or no characters at all. So this query will find Pete, Peter, Peterson, anything that starts with Pete. So handy.
So here's the key thing to remember about wildcards. The % sign is from matching 0 or more characters. It's really flexible. The underscore, on the other hand, is from matching exactly one single character. Knowing when to use which one is what lets you write some seriously precise queries. All right, on to our final section. And honestly, this is where the magic really starts to happen. We're going to stop just pulling data and start creating brand new information, new insights, right inside our queries. This is a huge one. You're looking at your data table, and you see a quantity column and a price column. And you think to yourself, do I really have to export all of this to a spreadsheet just to multiply these two numbers together?
No, you do not. You can do the math right there in your select statement. Look at this. We're multiplying quantity by price, and then we use the as keyword to create a brand new temporary column called EP, which stands for extended price. No spreadsheet required. How cool is that?
So being able to do math on every single row is fantastic, but SQL can go even bigger. We can use it to summarize data across thousands, maybe even millions of rows to get that high-level, big-picture view. And these 5 functions
are your main toolkit for doing that summarization. They let you stop looking at individual trees and see the whole forest. They answer questions like, how many are there? What's the grand total? Or what's the average sale?
So you get the idea, but how would you use this for something super basic? Like, I just want to know how many order items are in this table period.
For that, you'd use count asterisk. That asterisk tells SQL, just count every single row in this table. I don't care what's in them. It is an incredibly simple and lightning-fast way to get a row count.
And the result is just this, a single number. We've taken an entire table of data and collapsed it into one simple piece of information. That is the incredible power of aggregation, turning a mountain of data into a single, clear answer.
So let's do a quick recap. We started by picking specific columns to cut down the noise. Then, we used the where clause and all its powerful operators to filter down to the exact rows we needed. And just now, we used expressions and aggregate functions to calculate and summarize our data. You have all the tools. You are in control of your data.
Hey, if you found this explainer helpful, do me a favor and hit that like button. Share it with someone who might need it, and of course, subscribe for more content just like this. So, you've totally mastered querying a single table. But what happens when the answer you need is split across two different tables? That, my friends, is a great question for our next explainer. We'll see you then.